Okay, so we have some pretty crazy news coming from Genshin Impact and Hoyoverse in general. Now, this was something that I wasn't really expecting. If you remember a while ago, there's essentially a kind of glitch thing that went around during the release of Kaveh, where people managed to find a glitch with Kaveh, where essentially if you use his skill, it would remove an object in the game permanently. It would be gone from your game, like disappeared, gone forever. And obviously a lot of people were joining co-op worlds and doing this and pretty much removing other people's structures from their game, and this became a big trend and a big issue in the community for quite a while. Now this happened about a year or two ago, I'm pretty sure. I remember I was still making Genshin content whenever this came out. And, well, it seems like they finally caught the main perpetrators behind this, which is kind of crazy. And they got a statement from Mihoyo's legal department here from Bilibili. This is on a source from Bilibili. And they essentially say the main perpetrators behind the infamous Kaveh permanently deleting world assets incident has been arrested of May 2025. Now, if you guys know, they managed to sort this all out. They managed to actually fix the glitch and people were able to get their structures back, so there was no issues with that anymore. But obviously they still had to go and find the people that were doing this. Now, they say recently Mihoyo has made further progress in its campaign against game cheating. In cooperation with the Zhu District Police Bureau in Shanghai, sorry if I messed that up by the way, together they investigated and cracked down on a case involving illegal dissemination of a cheat plugin for Genshin Impact called something which is called Open World Erasure, which disrupted the in-game economy and severely harmed other players' experiences, which obviously we all saw. People's structures, people's teleport waypoints were all disappearing. And they say several key suspects from a cross-regional black market chain have now been arrested. Black market. There's people involved in the black market getting involved with Genshin Impact. It's kind of crazy. And they're saying, at present, 3 key members of this criminal gang have been arrested, ensuring the players' experience by maintaining a healthy community ecosystem. They say the cheat was actually mainly circulated through QQ groups. When used in Genshin Impact's co-op mode, it would delete other players' important in-game structures and materials, continuously destroy game characters, or even crash and freeze their games, causing significant damage. And obviously there was a whole outcry whenever that stuff happened. Genshin Impact managed to actually respond pretty quickly to that, which again was really great to see. But yeah, they've been going after them ever since, and they essentially say over 20,000 players have actually been affected by this cheat, and this has caused many players to express fear about joining co-op due to widespread abuse. And yeah, that was a really big thing. I even made a short whenever this stuff actually dropped, essentially saying, guys, don't go into co-op for, the next couple days, because you could have some of your structures destroyed. We didn't know that they were coming back. We thought they were going to be permanent and that they were going to be permanently gone. But obviously, Genshin managed to actually get on that, which was a good thing on their part. But yeah, people were very scared about joining co-op. And they're saying, in response to this, Mihoyo has been immediately banning these hacker accounts, helping those affected repair their accounts, and reporting these cases to the authorities. So yeah. They say after receiving the reports, the Zhu branch of the Shanghai Public Security Bureau quickly launched an in-depth investigation and locked up these suspects. It was found that the suspects have formed a QQ group after making the plugin to frequently exchange implementation methods and share plugin effects. At the same time, they also taught others to use, adapt, and improve the plugin. The number of plugin users continued to expand with more than 360 group members. That is a massive group. Like, that's a lot of people getting involved in that. Let's say in May 2025, which is, this month, they're saying the police went to Shanghai, Nanning, and Guangzhou and arrested the 3 major suspects. Nickname, these were their nicknames, obviously it's in Chinese. And then the plugin, they were all plugin makers apparently, and also this person who was a QQ group administrator that actually spread the plugin itself. And they're saying, after questioning, the 3 suspects confessed to illegal activities of creating and spreading the plugin. At present, the 3 suspects have been placed under criminal detention in accordance with the law for the crime of allegedly providing programs and tools for intrusion and illegal control of computer information systems. This case is still under further investigation. In recent years, Mihoyo has continuously updated its anti-cheat safety strategy, implementing a trifold approach of technical protection, judicial cooperation, and also player governance, achieving significant results. In the second half of 2024, Mihoyo cooperated with police to uncover multiple criminal groups producing cheats for Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, arresting 32 suspects, detaining 25, and shutting down 27 e-commerce shops. Going forward, Mihoyo will continue to strengthen inspections and crack down severely on infringing behavior. Players are encouraged to actively report violations and join in protecting a healthy and orderly gaming ecosystem. So that is the full statement from Mihoyo. Obviously, they are very, very much cracking down on the fact that, you know, there shouldn't be any cheating going on. There shouldn't be any of these groups spreading these cheats or trying to, you know, kind of promote them at all. And yeah, this was a really, really big issue back in the day. And although it got fixed, you know, we never found out who it was. Now, as you can see here, was an effective player of the image of the pot that is supposed to be here, with it being deleted. So this was an item, there's an item there apparently, and it got deleted by this hack. This was just someone that got affected by it. And there's been many, many videos. For example, there's one very famous video of Kaveh actually using his skill and literally deleting a teleport waypoint, which again was absolutely crazy. And those are the main kind of clips that were surfacing around. And for some reason, they were really blurry and pixelated. I don't know why, but a lot of this came from the Chinese kind of side. I think over here in the West, from at least in the Europe perspective and also NA, there wasn't very many cases of this happening. There was a couple of cases, obviously, as it got spread outside of China, but I feel like this was a mainly Chinese kind of thing that went on. And obviously, yeah, the perpetrators of this were also Chinese. And it's quite funny because, you know, they're all spread out pretty far. You know, obviously they went to Shanghai, Nanning, and Guangzhou. They're all spread out into different cities, which again is pretty crazy. Now, obviously, yeah, we go down here as well. They say the arrest of one of the suspects. This is literally one of these suspects that's done it. I don't know which one it is, if it's them or if it's them. But, you know, obviously they've managed to get pictures. They went to the house and stuff. And I'm guessing they've taken a lot of the electronics to find out, you know, what they've been doing. Because, you know, not only have they been hacking Genshin Impact, I'm sure they've been doing other stuff as well. I mean, I don't think Genshin Impact is the be-all and end-all of things that people want to hack. I'm sure they tried to go into bigger projects and tried to make even more money or whatever, however they want to. I don't even know how they benefited off of this, if they actually sold this plugin and that's how they benefited off it monetarily, or if it was just something that they did for fun. I don't really know. And they essentially say recently Mihoyo, and then, yeah, this is a TLDR saying, Mihoyo has made further progress in a special campaign against cheating and hacking. The three main perpetrators behind the infamous Kaveh deleting world assets incident has been arrested and detained in accordance to the law of providing programs and tools for intrusion and illegal control of computer information systems. The case is still under investigation. The operation also dismantled a black market chain. So again, yeah, there was some kind of, you know, black market chain thing. They're saying they do not speak on behalf of Mihoyo, by the way. I just translate stuff from CN. And they say possible reason why the high damage cheater guy is still around. Hoyoverse is likely going to taking legal action against them as well as just banning them. So then they're pulling up with the black SUVs and taking bro to the back rooms, which again, you know, it seems like when it comes to Hoyoverse, you do not mess about with them because they will take swift and very, very harsh action. And it seems like they've had enough, you know, because if you remember, during the start of Genshin Impact, they weren't too bothered. They're just like, oh, you know, we don't really care too much. And then all of a sudden there was this one switch, and the same goes for leakers as well. They did the same leakers. And then all of a sudden, after, you know, Mondstadt and stuff was around for a little bit longer, then they were like, okay, we're putting our foot down on this stuff. And then more stuff like this started happening later on. And then they were like, okay, we need to cut this out. We need to take the harshest action possible. Like, they even fined someone like $1 million or something. I think it was even over $1 million for a previous thing. Nothing to do with this. But again, it's pretty crazy. And obviously, yeah, people saying arrested, damn, this is serious. I mean, yeah, they were literally deleting in-game assets. They were going into game and actually altering other people's games, which is a crime. You know, they've altered this game it's like an illegal control, as they said, of computer information systems, which is, yeah, totally true. That is the crime they've committed. Obviously, some people are a little bit confused as to why they've been arrested because, you know, some people are like, oh, it's just a video game. You can't, like, do anything like that because it's just like modding. No, that's not the case. You know, they've literally, you know, changed and altered other people's games, which obviously is a crime. And obviously this is over in China as well. They have quite strict internet laws and they, you know, go very harsh on internet laws. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you to decide. I think it's a pretty good thing because it means that stuff like this doesn't happen as much. They say the 20 million damage guy in co-op is going to be next, isn't he? And he said he doesn't live in China, though. Hoyo will have a much harder time taking action against him. I don't really know who they mean. I have one guy in mind, but I don't know if it is the same guy that I'm thinking of. But so yeah, that was one of the strangest moments in Genshin. Everyone was terrified of Kaveh's. Again, it was absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's just like one of those situations where I'm pretty surprised to see a kind of follow-up on this. Sometimes Mihoyo just go completely silent on this. So they say like, okay, we fixed this issue, we're going to handle it legally, and then they say nothing else, and the guys get dealt with, they get fined, they get sent to jail, whatever. Something happens. But it seems like, you know, they got a whole statement and they're still working on an investigation on this. So I'll keep you guys up to date if anything else is to happen. But it is a pretty crazy situation coming from Genshin Impact at the moment. But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go over to GameStop, use my code CASA, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.